Is it just me, or is it so weird when people flex about how little sleep they got? Like, I would be complaining about how tired I am, and someone will walk up to me all proud, like, I only got 2 hours of sleep last night. And everyone's supposed to be impressed. Meanwhile, I'm over here thinking, congrats, I guess. Do you want a medal or a nap? Like, what do you even say to that? Oh, wow, you must be so tired. Good for you.
Okay, so you finally settle into bed perfectly wrapped in your blanket when you remember you forgot to turn off the light. For a moment, you consider living in brightly lit room forever, Then you do the zombie shuffle to the switch, half asleep and grounding, and you crawl back into bed, but now the blanket feels wrong. And that's how you end up spending 15 minutes wrestling with your own comfort. So what about you guys? Okay, so you clean your room and feel super proud, but then you hear your toe on a chair, you move, you yell like, I'm never cleaning again, while the chair just sits there like it's laughing at you. You know that feeling? Your room looks amazing, but now your toe hurts. Like, was it worth it? Still you sit there thinking, at least my room looks good for pictures. So yeah, what about you guys? Okay, so you're probably popping your AirPods feeling like you've conquered the tech world, but the left one's battery dies 5 minutes into your playlist. Now you're stuck with loops out of town, questioning why life always gives you half what you want. Maybe wires weren't so bad after all. They never betrayed you mid-song. So what about you guys?
Is it just me, or did anyone else notice how schools went from using Kahoot all the time to now mostly playing Blooket? Like, I remember when I was younger, and Kahoot was the best part of our day. Everyone would get so competitive, trying to enter the fastest and race to the top of that leaderboard. But now teachers suddenly switched to Blooket, and at first we're all like, what is this Kahoot knockoff? But honestly, now that I'm used to it, I like it way better.
Okay, so you are in the middle of a Zoom call, confidently nodding like you understand everything. Suddenly, someone asks, what's your take on that? Panic sets. And as you try to piece together the bits you have heard while zoning out, you unmute and say, I completely agree with the points made. Hoping no one just asks for details. The awkward silence after your response feels louder than your thoughts. They all nod and you're safe for now. So what about you guys?
You ever notice that one guy in gym class who takes the whole thing way too seriously? Look, we're all just here trying to survive the pacer test, and there's always that one guy who looks like he's training for the Olympics, while the rest of us are barely making it through the first 30 seconds. He's over there sprinting back and forth like he's in a marathon. They always act like they're trying to break some kind of record, like he's been running for half an hour while we're barely breathing. But honestly, you go. And also, how do they make it look so easy?
Okay, so you know that one friend who says, I'll call you back in 5 minutes, but 5 days later, you're the one calling them back, And then they act like nothing happened, saying, oh, I was just about to call you. The audacity is unmatched. But deep down, you'd still pick up their next call because friendship is basically a never-ending cycle of forgiving their nonsense. So yes, what about you guys? Okay, so borrowing a pen in class is a commitment no one prepares you for, You promise to return it in 2 minutes, but somehow it stays with you all day. By lunch, it's already mixed up with your own stationery. The lender gives you a sharp look during the next lecture, reminding you it's not yours. By the end of the day, you're pretending you don't know who it belongs to. So what about you guys?
You know what? I absolutely hate group projects. Like, I love working with my friends and all, but when the teacher picks the partners and there's no communication at all, that's when it starts to suck. Because somehow it always turns into a solo project. Like, at first everyone's all like, yeah, we've got this. And then they just vanish and it's like the project is suddenly not even group work anymore. There I am stuck doing everything because I do not want a bad grade. I finish everything the night before the presentation, and on presentation day, they've got the nerve to stand there next to me like, we all worked so hard on this. Really?
Okay, so you buy new stationery, promising yourself you'll stay organized this time. 2 weeks later, the notebook is blank and your to-do list is scribbled on random receipt. The pen you loved lost somewhere, but somehow chaos is your signature style, What about you guys? Okay, so you sit down to study with a cup of coffee, feeling all motivated. 10 minutes in, you're staring at the same line, wondering how many planets are in the universe, The coffee gone cold.
and so is your motivation. But hey, at least you showed up.
I hate when someone does something you specifically told them not to do. Like, why are you doing the opposite of what I told you to do, bro? Is it that hard? Okay, I literally do that myself. I don't even know what I'm talking about because I literally do that myself.
You know what I don't understand? How waking up for school feels like the hardest thing on earth. Like, I'll set alarms, and every single one of them feels like a personal attack. The first one goes off, and I'm like, yeah, no. Then the next alarm, I hit snooze without even thinking. But somehow after the fifth alarm, I'm still convinced I can get 5 more minutes of sleep. And then when I finally drag myself out of bed, I'm sitting there staring at the wall thinking, how do people actually function this early? My brain's still half asleep, and my whole house is like, why aren't you ready yet? Like, give me a break.
Okay, so you finally decide to declutter your wardrobe. Halfway through, you were modeling old clothes and taking selfies, but by the end, the pile's bigger and you've kept everything. Turns out nostalgia beats minimalism every time. So, woo! What about you guys? Okay, so you set 5 alarms to wake up early and hit snooze on all of them without realizing. Now you're sprinting out the door with mismatched socks and have a sandwich in your hand, and the bus leaves just as you get to the stop. Like, it was waiting for this exact moment. So what about you guys? Okay, so does it ever happen to you guys that you carry snacks, drink, your phone, and a random book? The drink spills, snacks scatter, and your phone crashes into the wall. The only thing left in your hands is that useless book. What about you guys?
There's moments where I'm talking to my friend, like on a call, and I'm just talking for 20 minutes straight, and they don't even say anything back to me. And for those 20 minutes, I just continue to talk. But I don't even realize it, but I'm actually talking to myself because I've been on mute on the call for the whole entire time. I don't even realize it until my friend tells me. So thank you to all my friends who tell me when I'm on mute.
Okay, so you're writing a text and autocorrect changes sorry for the delay to sorry for the display. Like, you hit send without noticing and stare at your phone in horror. Now you're, wondering if they think you're apologizing for some weird performance. You quickly send delay, but the damage is already done. So yeah. Okay, so you're playing hide and seek and your friend gets caught. Instead of staying quiet, they yell, "We've been found!" Then they expose your hiding spot like, "Oh, you're both out!" And you're definitely not hiding with them again. No, never. Okay, so you're comfy in bed. Remember, you didn't drink water and decide it can wait till morning. At 3 a.m., thirst wakes you up. Now you're in the kitchen, chugging like you crossed a desert. Classic human struggle. What about you guys?